In this video, I'm going to be discussing the areas of articulation that the International Phonetic Association does not consider valid. The more astute of you will have noticed that on the front cover of this video, I do in fact write the sound that I say it is impossible to write, but that is with some ambiguity. As I'm sure you can probably tell if you watched my last video, this is evidently and very clearly based on that. I'm trying to capitalise on how good that was. But let us not dwell on that. We need to get to the video, of course. Firstly, I have frenula, produced in the labial frenulum, and I strongly recommend you always include labial when you're Googling it. This is the bumpy part of your gums behind your top lip, but before your teeth, and so it can produce an ever so slightly lower version of a bilabial sound. I do actually regret that in the last video I did not include pronunciations of the sounds I said could be pronounced. So I give you as a frenula fricative. Though I don't think the audio actually recorded that properly, so you may not be able to hear it as well as I should have liked. Next, look at labiodental as a place of articulation. It is pronounced between the lips and the teeth. But could we not have sounds produced between the lips and another part of the top of the mouth? Perhaps the alveolar ridge, or maybe even the frenulum. I would say that you could probably go back as far as palatal, though in my testing of "va," I do notice that the teeth make contact with the chin. That would lead me onto the question of whether extraoral places of articulation should be considered valid for IPA transcription. To that, as someone who is not involved in linguistics formally at all, I have no answer. We must also remember that the human vocal tract is not organised into several sections. It is not designed for that. Humans are made to be able to produce theoretically infinite sounds because we have theoretically infinite places of articulation within our mouths. The International Phonetics Association cannot include that properly, so really I'll leave it here. I point this out so that conlang designers and world builders and everyone else can consider perhaps not every sound should align perfectly with the IPA's standard transcription. I, for example, while making my conlang based on Polynesian languages, included the voiceless version of the labio-postalveolar plosive. I do eventually hope to share these on this channel. But I think that's the end, so goodbye. Acknowledgements-wise, I think I covered most of it really in the video, but I would like to apologise again for not including more interesting visuals. I have changed the front cover now, though, so that you can tell them apart. I don't know how people do it. I don't have a team of animators to make each individual video. Also, as I said, I don't want to cut out my stutters and where I've stopped suddenly. I think that's the end. So if you like this one, check out the other one. You may not be able to find it on search, so even if you just temporarily subscribe to me to look for it. Au revoir.